Support for the Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you in part by University of Idaho, Idaho's only Carnegie R1 classified research university. Our Carnegie R1 designation recognizes the discoveries we make that help our forests thrive. It means we're creating more doctors and doing real research to strengthen cybersecurity for Idaho businesses, our energy sector, and every Idahoan. More at go.uidaho.edu/Idaho-is-Idaho.
Laws are being drafted and debated at the State House right now. Laws that will likely affect your everyday life as an Idahoan. The Connector helps you keep up with the legislative session with clear reporting, local context, and explanations that make it all make sense. Stay connected to the State House with the Connector, Idaho Daily News. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. From bumblebees to centipedes to spider wasps, our gardens are full of tiny creatures, and each play their own role in a complex ecosystem. Now, they pollinate flowers, they break down organic matter, and they even help control pests. Work that often goes unnoticed, but it is absolutely essential. So joining us now to talk more about the role these insects play in nature is Dr. Eric Jensen. He's retired College of Idaho biology professor. Dr. Jensen, so nice to have you on the show.
Well, thank you, Gemma. It's great to be on your show again. I appreciate it. It's always fun to talk to you.
Well, it's always nice. It's always nice to talk with you. Okay, so give us a glimpse, if you could, into this little hidden world of small creatures in a garden ecosystem.
Well, I haven't sprayed my garden for about 25 years now. And, the little creatures just gradually accumulate out there. And they do all kinds of interesting things. You've got little species that are parasites, and they have their own parasites. And it's just this incredible little microcosm of species out there interacting in various ways. I had a kind of a background in entomology, and I was, I would see, I'd say to my wife, we'd be going through the compost, or something, and I'd say, "Oh, look, there's a staphyliniid. What's that?" And I'd say, "Well, it's a road beetle. That's what they call them." "Well, what do they do?" "Well, they're predators, and they eat little insects that are smaller than them." And
so I have a question for you then.
She said, "You should give a course on this." And yeah.
So are all insects in someone's garden beneficial, or are there some that could be harmful?
Well, of course there are. Of course there are. That's why people buy pesticides. There are. The thing is, if you've got a lot of predators out there and a lot of parasites out there, usually those so-called pest species don't get out of control. Or you can control them by where you put cover and what they call cultural ways, just kind of the way you manage your garden. But and that's a complicated topic. It takes a little time to talk about, but so obviously there's pests out there. We wouldn't have a pest industry if there weren't. Now I've been always interested in what was out there, so I never sprayed, and so we've accumulated a lot of species in our backyard. And everyone's garden is different, I have one set of things, you have a different set of things, because we plant different things, our soils are different, conditions are different, you kind of accumulate different species. So when I got ready to do this course, I was thinking, well, I can't talk about everybody's garden. Maybe I'll just talk about my own. And I think when we do that, we pretty much cover everything everybody wants to know anyway, so it works out fine.
And how can gardeners interact with these insects without harming the ecosystem? I mean, is there a way to do that? Because as you said, you've not sprayed your garden in 20 years.
Yeah, that's true. Although I will put an asterisk there. I have used some of these so-called organic pesticides, which are basically
Hmm.
viruses. I have used those a couple of times, but I haven't used the commercial um, insect killers. Um,
And
so, so they do get out of control once in a while, but in general, it's like an aquarium. You set up an aquarium and it bounces all the chemistry bounces all over the place, and gradually, it kind of stabilizes. And gardens are kind of the same way.
well, and also don't these creatures play like different roles? And maybe you can explain that for us because you've got, pollinators, you've got
Yeah.
decomposers, and then there are those pests, right? So how
Well,
how do we like maybe you're a first-time gardener. Can you explain the difference for folks?
well, okay. Come take the course. What
Okay.
we're
Well, you just give us okay, just give us a quick overview then.
All right. So yeah, I mean, you did a pretty good job in your introduction. You've got insects and other creatures, centipedes, millipedes, all the rest of them, roly polies, which are kind of a mixed bag, which are doing specific things in your garden. You've got herbivores, you've got omnivores, predators, parasites, decomposers, and so I'm just basically we just kind of go through a bunch of different groups of little creatures. I say creatures because they're not all insects. You've got spiders and centipedes and millipedes and things out there that aren't insects, and fungi and bacteria, which are super important too. And when we talk about those and what they do, and a little bit about how you can tell one kind from another. I mentioned rove beetles a while back. Well, they have real short wing covers, and they look a little bit like a earwig, except they don't have the little pinchers on the end of the abdomen. So, it's just stuff like that we talk about, and
Mhm.
yeah, people seem to like it. And OSHA only gives me 8 hours. I could use.
Okay, for someone who's then new to studying these little
uh,
insects and maybe these tiny garden creatures, what's
uh-huh.
the best way to start noticing and maybe identifying them?
Well, I'll cover some of that. We'll talk about, what makes an insect an insect. How do you know how do you tell a millipede from a centipede? Little things like
Mhm.
that. I'll go over and show you with, I have a PowerPoint with lots of slides, and they kind of show you these identifying features. So, so we go through some of that, and I show you what some of the common ones look like. And I try to use my own pictures that I've taken in the backyard when I can. Um, so you see ones that are from around here rather than, uh, photos from Connecticut or somewhere.
What what do you love most about this work that you do?
Talking to the people, it's just a
Mm.
blast. I love, people are so interesting and they have so much interesting questions, and the OSHA audience is always fabulous. These are I was a college professor for 41 years, and the question I got the most was, Dr. Jensen, is this going to be on the test? And,
I thought it would
and
have been why should we care about this? Because that's what I hear from my high schooler all the time.
uh-huh. And what I hear from, well, I try to make it interesting for people, but the OSHA group, they're there because they want to be. They're usually there because they're interested in it. They ask great questions. They're nice people. It's just a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Well, before I let you go, you are talking more about this subject later this month. So remind our listeners when and where people can attend your upcoming lecture.
Yeah, you can just Google the Osher Institute for Lifelong Learning at Boise State University. They've got a catalog, a schedule of courses, all of that online. It's real easy. But it will be February 19th, February 26th, and then March, I don't know, what's that going to be? March 5th, I guess, and March 12th. all at the Osher place out there on Park Center, and
All
10
right.
o'clock, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock every Thursday mornings, 4 mornings
Well,
in a row.
they gave you those 8 hours, and you're going to use them well. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We've been talking with Dr. Eric Jensen. He is a retired College of Idaho biology professor, and he's going to be talking about the hidden world of garden insects. As he said, February 19th, February 26th, March 5th, and March 12th at the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute in Boise. I'm Gemma Gaudette, and this is Idaho Matters.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.